Hey guys, Stacy here with a very special video. It's a vlog! I don't do vlogs that often. I probably should because I end up chatting to you about tons of things that I could just make a separate video about. But today's vlog is very special in that I recently went on a trip to Sweden. Yes, not just to Sweden, but to Star Stable headquarters. I went over there to see Star Stable. It was so exciting, so I could not wait to get back and tell you guys all about it. Some of you know I went over there, although apparently some of you did not know that's where I'd been, because it was kind of last minute. I didn't get to announce that I was going. It was supposed to be a bit of a surprise to the other employees and to the players as well. But it all happened very fast, very last minute, and it was very, very exciting. So I left on Tuesday the 17th, my time. Well, I was supposed to leave Tuesday night, but it ended up getting pushed to Wednesday morning. I was at the airport for a very long time, so my flight was delayed. I finally made it into Sweden around 6 p.m. their time. So it was on Wednesday. So it was a very long trip, but because there was a stopover and the bags didn't make it, my bags weren't on the same flight, so I had to wait a little while longer for my luggage at the airport. So I was there for some extra time. Finally got my luggage and left by 8:30 p.m. Sweden time and headed to my hotel, which was awesome, and the adventure started the next day. The main reason for me being over there was for Star Stable's Company Day, which occurred on the 19th, which was basically a day of conferences. We were all in a conference room, and I got to meet all of the people in the different departments. Each department talked about what they were working on for the year and what they do. A lot of it was a review for most of them, but me and a few others who were new employees, it was all new to us. So I was very excited the whole time. I sat there wide-eyed, watching everything. Who are getting to see all these people that I've spoken to on a regular basis, some I speak to every day, and I never would have known who they were. So I had people coming up and introducing themselves. They were all very excited that I got to participate and be there and join in. So it was very fun. Everyone was very welcoming, and I learned so much. I just have to say right off the bat, I think I mentioned this in my latest Let's Play, but it was very reassuring to know that the things I stress about and worry about, and that things that I know that the community worries about, are also things that the team worries about too, or is thinking about. So everyone was on the same page, and that's a really good feeling to be like, oh, I am doing the right thing. I am on level with everyone else as well. So that was really cool. Of course, there are things that I can and cannot talk about regarding what I learned during the convention. You know Star Stable. Everything is a surprise. Everything's in kind of in the works at the same time and the way things are planning. And it's not fair to announce things in advance when you don't know exactly how it's going to go or when it's going to happen or if you can actually deliver on some things. So I'll go over that with time, but I'll go over a bit more about what happened while I was out there and then maybe address some of the more directly game concerns, directly, Star Stable directly. But so conference day was Thursday, and that was all day, but it was a lot of fun. We ended up afterwards, everyone went out for dinner, and we did some bowling. I think you guys saw pictures and videos of that. So it was fun, and it was a good way to kind of relax and get to know everyone that I hadn't met before, and it was so exciting. I am not a good bowler. I think we did 3 games, and my total across all 3 games was 160, so whatever. I still had fun. I went in expecting to hear Swedish music. I'm in Sweden. I should hear Swedish music and watch Swedish TV shows. Everything was in English, so that went down the drain really fast. All the music they played was English there, and at all the restaurants we went to, the TV in the hotel had English shows. They just had Swedish subtitles on them, but it was kind of interesting. The hotel was fantastic. I'm actually looking at my pictures now to try and remember everything that I did and everywhere that I went. So I'll try and put pictures up while I'm talking as well. I was hoping to do more vlogging while I was over there, but everything was so hectic and happened so fast and there was so much going on. I was only there for a few days, so I didn't really have time and I didn't always think of it. So I'll post some pictures that I shared. Honestly, the climate while I was over there, which I'm told was very good. It wasn't anywhere near as cold as I thought it was going to be. I brought lots of winter gear, winter boots and stuff, and didn't thankfully end up needing them. But the climate is very similar to where I'm from in the US. I'm from the Northeast, New England, so we get blizzards, we get snowstorms and cold weather. There, I think their cold can be a little bit more extreme. It's a little colder. The winters are a little longer, a little darker. The sun starts to set around 3:30 in the afternoon. It takes a little longer to come up in the morning. And usually I think they have a bit more snow and a bit colder weather than we do. But right now, we have not had anywhere near the kind of winter that we are normally supposed to have. I think it snowed once or twice here in New England. And I hear that Sweden is having a similar experience where it's supposed to be colder. There's supposed to be more snow, and there hasn't been. Let's see, so that night we did dinner, bowling. Then I also got to go out with Therese, who's kind of my manager over in Star Stable. You guys might recognize her as well. She does a lot of the PR and marketing and social media as well for Star Stable. So you've seen her at events in LA, New York, and I linked to her Instagram on my Instagram. You guys should check it out. You guys will like it because she actually has horses. So she posts pictures of her real horses. And I know everybody loves that. So she is one up on me because she has real horses. The next day was exciting because I got to film an episode of the Star Stable News. It should be the next episode that's coming out on Wednesday with Matilda and Game Master Ylva. I worked on a lot of Swedish words while I was out there. But that was so much fun. I had no idea the process behind the videos. That Game Master Ylva plans them all and edits them all, and it was so much fun. I got to meet Matilda. She was super nice. It was a blast. She's real good at getting you hyped up for recording and stuff. And I got to meet Coda, the game news dog. So I got to learn about that bit of news ahead of time, which was so exciting. I lucked out and got an awesome game update to talk about. Yes, super excited. So I've had to hold that in this whole time, and I just want to experience it myself. Tell everyone else about it. I'm so excited. It's going to be a good week for Star Stable. After recording the game news, we headed over to Star Stable headquarters. Finally, I got to visit the office in Stockholm, right in Stockholm, which is a beautiful city, by the way. It's very similar to other cities I've lived in, Los Angeles, New York. I didn't live in New York, I've just been a lot, but I did live in Los Angeles. It's a very kind of small city, but the architecture is beautiful. The buildings are beautiful, and of course all the signs are in Swedish, so that was a little different too, but still, it's a city, and it was fantastic. The door for the building is the same as the door in the game, which was so exciting. And Game Master Ylva took me over there and totally forgot I'd never been before and was just waltzing on into a building. And I was like, wait, are we here? Is this it? Oh, and then I freaked out because it looked like the game. So that was very exciting. So that was Friday. We went up to tour the office, which I was a huge dork about, and I absolutely loved it. And I saw, the kitchen and their desks and offices, and I feel like such a nerd. It was so exciting seeing an office and seeing everyone at work. I stopped in every department and made them show me what they were working on and what do you do on a daily basis and how's it going, and I met the app people and I met customer support, everyone in customer support who I've spoken to and never got to meet in person, and the game designers and the programmers and the IT people and the concept artists. It was so much fun to go in and meet all of these people. And I strictly said, hey, I need to talk to the girl who makes the clothes. So I met the girl that makes the clothes in the game and told her about how much I love the new fashions that are coming out. And she showed me some stuff that she's working on, and that's just going to be amazing. It's a blast. I met the person who's in charge of all the lore and keeping the game consistent and the story and the universe, and he's very passionate about those things. The girl that does the game design, she showed me some stuff that she's working on, how she creates the races in the game. It was fascinating. I know a little bit about that from when I went to school. I worked on a few games. We made levels in Unreal Tournament. That was exciting, so we talked about that. It's kind of similar to if you're playing The Sims and you're designing a house and putting all the objects in. It's similar to how she does the game. So that was really cool. I talked to the girls who do the horses. They put the textures and look on the horses. And I have to tell you, I don't think players realize how much the Star Stable team knows what they're thinking. They read your comments. They watch your videos. They're very engrossed in the community. They don't always necessarily speak up about it because they don't necessarily want that attention, but they know what you're thinking, and they will purposely go to read your comments and your replies about things. And they even said sometimes they watch my videos to see what my reaction is to something in the game that they designed. So please understand that when you're making these comments and talking about the game, you're referring to something that a real person has worked on, and that person is reading your comments. It's okay not to like stuff, of course. We're not going to like everything. There's shirts in the game I don't like, whatever. It's personal taste. But there's somebody behind that with real feelings and like real intention to want to know, what do you think? What did you like? What didn't you like? And it's important to be constructive in that kind of criticism as opposed to just bashing. 'Cause sometimes, comments can be cruel. They can be really cruel. But overall, everyone loves the community and they love hearing from you guys. So it's okay to give your opinion about stuff. And I said I'm going to make more of an effort or to express those opinions, constructive criticism about things. Or I told them, if you have any questions, if you're like, I worked really hard on this shirt, I want to know what people think about this shirt, just let me know and we'll find out. We'll let you know what the community thought of your shirt. Talking to the concept artists, it was a similar experience. They were working on some concept art and small things that I wouldn't even think of when like the areas get revamped. Small things like lampposts and trees and fences. Oh my goodness, I would never think to recreate a lamppost and theme it properly, and they think of all these details, and it's amazing. But it was so much fun. I just felt bad because in the office across from the concept artist, there's another office with a pinball machine. What? How can you sit and work all day seeing other people play pinball? I would be so mad. So shout out to those folks who have to sit and watch other people play pinball all day. So the office was fantastic. I left with things as well. I got one of those awesome Star Stable stationery sets. And in Sweden, there's Star Stable stuff for sale, like calendars and mouse mats and all these other things, which I didn't get to do because I didn't get to go shopping. I didn't get to get those things, but hopefully next time I go, I can go shopping and go into a store and buy Star Stable things. But I did get a stationery set. Totally rad. A new notebook. My other notebook I have used so often, the cover is falling off, so I'm glad I got a new notebook with the new pattern, which I adore so much. I'd like to get this printed up and hung up behind me. That would be so cool. I got my lanyard. It's a team lanyard. Employee badge kind of. Well, 2016, but hashtag for events. There were some temporary tattoos. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. Jelly beans! I got some jelly beans, which apparently are not easy to get in Sweden. I don't know. Jelly bellies? Not a thing there. So I'm told. Anyway, they're really good. I kind of wish I'd gotten more. And stickers! I got a big old pack of stickers to use on my stuff, to share. Star Stable. So of course I put one on my computer, in my notebook, my planner, which I also have open to remind me of what I did every day. But yeah. Oh, Star Stable. And then I went to dinner with the Queen of Redeem and Esme Silverforce. You guys know her from the Star Stable community. She also helps out by doing videos on the YouTube, the tutorial videos and stuff are her creation. So that was a blast. I love that everyone else in the company is just as passionate about the game as we all are. They love the story and working in the company and working on the game, and it was a blast to get to talk to my coworkers about our jobs and about the game and what we think there should be done and what the players think and what we want to see. It was just so exciting. I had to leave the next day, which was Saturday, later on in the evening, but thankfully, Sean from Customer Support, Game Master Siri, had been on vacation. He was visiting home for a little while and came back the night before I had to leave. So that day we went out to lunch and we got to hang out, and it was awesome because he's the person I've always pestered the longest and the most in the company. When there's a situation, that's who I go to. So to finally meet in person was pretty exciting. That was also when I got to get some sightseeing in, which I only did a little tiny bit of sightseeing, just a little bit. I can't wait to go back and do some more, but it was cool. And Saturday evening, I left to go home. I did get a few things. I got my dollar horse necklace from the airport because I did no shopping. I got matching earrings that I gave to my mom, and I got a magnet, which I didn't actually get to see this part of Stockholm, but hopefully next time. And the dollar horse, the touristy thing that I just had to have before I came home. So I got a blue one. I think this is like a knockoff one. I got this at a touristy shop, so I don't know if it's a real one or anything, but it was cool. I don't care. I'd like to get more next time I go back. Hopefully there will be a next time. So overall, very exciting. The plane ride back was amazing. I was on one of those new 787 Dreamliner planes, which are new and fancy and huge. There's 9 seats across. I thought those were only in movies. No, real life. Everyone had a really nice, Android touchscreen device on the seat in front of them, so I watched a bunch of movies for free. There's TVs at the front of the plane that display time since departure, time until landing, and then they show a 3D map of where you are in the world, so it was cool to follow the path of the plane across the ocean over Greenland, down through Maine, and finally back to New York. So that was really cool. The plane was awesome. I was just really impressed. It's about an 8-hour flight from New York to Sweden, so it was okay. I watched 3 X-Men, Apocalypse, Batman vs. Superman, and another movie called Contagion. I don't know. They were all pretty good. Batman vs. Superman was not good. Never mind. The other ones were good. But of course, you all want to know what's happening in Star Stable. What's going on? Please tell us something. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. There's so much in store. I cannot even believe it. But of course, some things were already addressed and discussed. And obviously, there's still things that need to be fixed and to go back and address, and things that can be improved. I know the beginning of the game, or the help section, is a big thing that needs to be, looked at, which we all know the help section needs a little help itself. Some of the information's outdated now because things have changed, such as the stable. We need to get that updated. But they have a big old list of stuff that players are looking for and what they really want to integrate into the game, and they showed us, some of the top ones. But just know that your ideas are not lost by any means. They're all heard. It's just deciding priority, what is most important, what is most desired, what can be done. Some things are way more difficult to do than others, what fits in with the theme of the game. And all of that is on top of quests, on top of the story. There is an arc. There is a storyline. There is I don't want to say a finality to it, because that's not the word I'm looking for. There is an arcing storyline. The Starshine Legacy games are a huge part of that. If you play those games or watch my videos playing those games, you have a lot of the story and a lot of the information and background. There's also a lot of hints in that. If you've played those games, you kind of have an idea of what's coming. You've seen a lot of the stuff that will be making its way into the game. That's the whole storyline. That's everything. So check out those games and keep track of the characters and what's involved in the background and the history. They have a big old book of all this information, details of each character, locations, the overall magic, religion, feel, thoughts of the universe. It was such a cool book. But they have to keep track of that stuff to make sure everything is consistent. And going forward, everything is consistent with how it works in the universe. So they have all that information planned in advance. They know what's going to happen. It's just a process of getting it there. Game design is not easy. And there's going to be some quests coming up soon that you guys are going to love. Mind blown. I actually vocalized during the presentation how surprised and excited I was. And I think it made everybody else laugh. So that was kind of cool. But yes, so there is more on the way. Of course, there's always more on the way. Has it taken a little longer than anyone would like to get story quests out? Sure, of course. Everyone's just as excited in the company as the players for more story quests. It's just not easy, and they want to make sure there's a plan and there's a schedule and things going forward can be accomplished how and when they want them to be. So it's exciting, I know, and waiting stinks, but it's on the way. And things that have been already put out that still need work and to be addressed, if there's any hiccups that have come from previous updates, those are going to be focused on as well. I know it's brought up a lot about hanging quest lines. That's kind of how MMOs work in general. If things are left open so that they can be continued later on, the timeline of an MMO is of greater distance and than real life, or like reading a book. If you're looking for like an immediate resolution to everything, an MMO is probably not the type of game that you want to play. And a lot of these lines are left open so that they can all be brought together towards something in the future. Do you know what I mean? There's a story that needs to be set up and established, and then everything can kind of be brought together. Of course, there's smaller storylines that can be wrapped up as well, but everything's gonna come together. It's gonna come together. I know this means nothing to you. It means everything to me, and I know it's hard to put trust in another person. Be like, yeah, Stacy said it's gonna happen, so it's gonna happen, but they're working really hard on it. I saw with my own eyes. Things are gonna be awesome. Plus, that's not to mention what else is in store for Star Stable in the future, because we heard about additional plans, and the licensing lady came up and talked. There's a lot going on there. Everyone's gonna be happy. It's just the waiting and giving Star Stable, which is now a growing company, so there's more steps involved. Someone said you used to just be able to yell over to someone if you needed a question answered, but now it's huge. There was like 70 people at the conference, and they're all in this big office, and there's steps you have to take. It's a business, so there's, a chain of command kind of thing, and of course that slows things down a little bit, but with a little patience and a little faith. Please have faith in Star Stable. I know it's hard, but please have faith that they're going to deliver what you're looking for. Ultimately. But please know, how excited I am. I'm not coming back like, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I don't know what's going on. No, it was all very clear and all very, very reassuring. Things are looking awesome, and it's only going to grow from here. I'm helping them in a number of capacities now. It's super exciting. My role at Star Stable keeps changing. I've helped out with social media and stuff, and now there's going to be more PR and marketing on my side involved. There's a big project I'm working on, which I am over the moon about. It's been a long time coming, and I'm just thrilled, and I'm super pumped, and my energy has been revived to support and get involved with Star Stable. I loved the game from the moment I logged on. I was like, this is impressive. This is not what I was expecting. This is fantastic. There's so much potential here. And as the game is growing, that potential is being realized, and it's just becoming amazing. So I hope I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. I hope I didn't bore you guys. I'm now looking at almost 30 minutes of me babbling. I don't know if I'm even going to edit it too much, because I want to get this across to you, how excited I am and how proud I am and how great it felt to be there and finally meet everyone and talk to them in person. How do you feel about this? What's happening with this? What's going on? And hearing their responses and feeling like I was finally involved in the company that I've been a part of for quite a while now. 2 years at least. I started playing in December of 2014. I started playing, and it was right around that time I was involved with them, but then I actually started working for them very soon after. So it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad I finally got to go, and I'm glad I get to relay some of this to you. Obviously, I can't release so many details, and I just want to. I want to, but I cannot. But I am very excited for things to come. It's going to be an awesome year and future in general. So I hope I've shown you everything. I hope I've covered everything. I need to get something to drink and maybe have some lunch. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I will answer as much as I can. You know, I cannot answer everything, but I will try. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for sticking with me for the time that you have. Thank you for being an amazing community. Thank you for supporting each other and supporting Star Stable. It's incredible. I would not still be here, still doing this job, still being as involved as I am if it weren't for you guys and how awesome you are. How much I believe in you, how much I believe in Star Stable the game, Star Stable the company, and the future. I'm so excited. Anyway, thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!